Just letting you know it's now 17 minutes after the hour. And of course, you definitely have to wait for what is definitely good things to come to those who wait. Definitely a waiting period. Good morning to you once again. We have the PMA manager, Mrs. Joan Hippolyte. It's a pleasure to have you grace us with your presence. And I'm so sorry for such an inconvenience. We're actually running behind schedule, but nonetheless, we have to make it happen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How do you feel today?
I am excited, very, very excited. Thank you again for having me at 88.5. I think I've been coming here very, very often, but with a good cause, a reason to, raise the awareness of the PMA for the people of Sufres and Lucia and the wider environment persons who are on social media as well. Thank you for that opportunity, Sabrina. But I'm very excited, especially after our little promo yesterday afternoon around the streets of Sufre. Getting the vibe, getting the carnival vibe.
I love how it sounds, I'm getting the vibe. You don't know some getting the vibe. I'm loving the vibe. This is what you have to say, yes?
Okay, I'm loving the vibe. I have to try to trend with the young trendsetters.
Of
So
course.
I'm loving the vibe.
Um, as we speak, yesterday witnessed one of the first for the PMA with a roadshow where we went into the town circuit as well as a few communities, Barons Drive, Fort Benny, New Development, and so forth. But let me speak to you as the organizer. Speak to us with this initiative. What was the purpose of that for sure? And it is part of the upcoming 2-day parade for the Safari Carnival, where we will delve into more in terms of our sections and why it was necessary for the PMA to make a showcase this year.
Okay, so once again, the Peter Management Area is celebrating its 20th anniversary as a World Heritage Site. And from the onset, we had agreed that we would go all out in terms of raising awareness and educating the public in various forms. And the carnival is one of the other areas that we chose to utilize to promote an awareness among the public so that even young children who are participating will remember, oh, well, I was in Underwater World, or I was in the, you know, parrot section or the whichever section, the sulfur spring section. So they will have an idea of some of the features that make up the Piton management area. And so without the other activities that we have had in the past that have passed, this is the one of the highlights, the Carnival Band, Flora and Fauna of the PMA, Piton Management Area, Flora and Fauna.
Without letting too much information out, we will be coming on the road. Enough action, enough energy, enough vibes. And guess what? We have a song, PMA band like that.
Yes, 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 yes. We had a special creation, a special song created just for the road. And so we have some good vibes coming. We may not be as extravagant as some of the other bands. We are not as nude as some of the other bands. We are well covered. But we will be on the road having fun and showcasing aspects of the Peter management area.
Could you speak to the various sections? And we would like to make an appeal as well for persons to come and register. Where can they register and at what cost?
Well, we have a few sections, a few spaces left for the adults at $100 per person, and a few, maybe less than 10 for the kids at $50 per child. But the sections that we have altogether are we have the Sulphur Springs, which is the main other feature of the Peter management area. We have botanical gardens. We have the underwater world, bees, butterflies, and parrots. So all of these, we have 6 sections, and then the pitons will just be stationed on the stage. We won't really have persons depicting the pitons per se, because everybody thinks of the piton management area as just the features that we want to showcase. So these are the other sections. So they are the sulfur springs, botanical gardens, parrots, underwater world, bees, and butterflies.
Okay. Given it's the first for you, speak to the various challenges that you may have had to navigate.
Well, to start off, we had a little difficulty in terms of getting persons to register because they some of the adults will say they don't like the whole idea of having a tutu skirt. They want to be like either just their leotard and their wings, or their headpiece and their leggings, their custom of, kind of close to nude portrayal. So we had a little difficulty getting persons to join. And also, when we think of the Peter management area, we had a little difficulty conceptualizing how will we portray that band. And that was basically it. I must thank you, Cabrina, for all the energy and the enthusiasm that you bring to the group as the president of the Peter Management Area Club. You have really assisted us in that regard, the kind of energy, the kind of vibe and encouragement that we are getting to get this band going and off the ground.
Permit me to throw you under the bus a little. Come next year, what do you see happening, growing bigger and better? What maybe would you like to inculcate for 2025? Envision it.
Well, to be honest, I can assist, I can give all the assistance that I can, but I will definitely not take on a carnival band. Again, as the president of the club, if you want us to go that way, I don't have a problem, because the more involved that the young people get in activities that will help them raise the awareness, create that awareness, sensitization, you know, the more that we get that going, the better. Because indeed, I must say that those students who have been coming as club members, whether they are taking part in the band or not, they're gaining knowledge, they're gaining the awareness. And that is basically what we really want to do. Like sometimes you hear the maths teachers at the school having a maths carnival to create the awareness for and the love for math. They might do it for reading month, and they have storybook carnival, that kind of thing. So this is where I got the idea from, of having a carnival band for the PMA. Maybe next year we might just focus on one section and go into more extravagance. So for example, if we decide we're only going to do botanical garden, then we can have a real costume, big costume, and then other persons portraying different flowers in a botanical garden. Same with the underwater world, maybe we will go that way. So each year we might just focus on one section and go into more detail and more elaborate costumes.
Definitely. And I think even that idea has birthed something with the botanical garden, and maybe having persons portray within the offerings of a garden itself. I welcome that for sure. And I'm ready to ramble, as we speak. Not straying a little, we had an exciting summer camp as well. A lot of enthusiastic display by the kids, especially with the snorkeling and zip lining. I would allow you to share with the audience.
Okay, so even before we go into the camp, I just want to continue with our pre-carnival promo yesterday. I don't think I have seen any other bands doing a pre-carnival promo. So yesterday we were around the streets. I want to thank SRDF for the use of the vehicle, although it was not the best. We tried our utmost to get a truck like the Allen's supermarket truck, which is a truck where the models could have stood up and really showcase their costumes. But we went around the streets. We went to the square, then we went to Barron's Drive, we went to Forbenier New Development, and really persons were looking out and coming along the road, cheering the children, cheering us along as we went, and they did have some fun. So at least we did a pre-carnival promo, so persons got to know a little more about the PMA being a band for the weekend.
I know it's crunch time as well. What other activities are there before the big day?
Well, we have been having our mass camp right in the PMA office. The students have been coming in and assisting with the creation of some of the costumes, some of the features of the costumes. We have them coming in every day for the past week, half day, and they have been really engaged in costume making. No matter how small it is, but they're excited about it in terms of creating the coral headpieces, the petals for the flowers, decorating the flowers and stuff like that. So it has been a good opportunity for more camaraderie after we have had the PMA come 2 weeks ago. So
Definitely. And maybe a little on the carnival activities. Like we see, the excitement is in the air, the enthusiasm, and everything you can speak of regarding carnival for One, excitedly, with a new kid on the block, you do not know what to expect. And what if we were to capture an award? How would you feel towards that?
Oh, I'll feel elated because the main reason, like I said, was not even to compete per se. We were basically doing it just to promote the PMA, create a greater awareness, greater sensitization, and so on. But if we were to win a prize, whatever it is, we would be elated. Definitely,
Look
definitely.
something to talk about it.
Pardon?
It
Yeah.
looks something
So
to talk about.
yeah.
For
So we
sure.
had the PMA come from the week of the 8th to the 12th. Well, so many days have passed, I'm a little lost now. But we had a 1 week camp because we had another one in April of this year. And on at that camp, we specifically went out with the students to help them to um, experience what it is that is happening, especially in the underwater world aspect of the PMA. Because again, many persons don't know that part of the PMA is the coastline from the Soufrière Bay down to Anse-Lavoie Beach or Anse-Lavoie River. So this part of it is also part of the PMA. So we had them doing learning how to snorkel to see what exists underwater. So they were trained by Sonia Casabon from Waterways. And so they did snorkeling at Sugar Beach, and we are thankful to Sugar Beach for that. Sugar Beach provided us with the opportunity to snorkel there, and also to they provided us with snack, and we also did it at Anchasney as well. And we are thankful to Anchasney Jade Mountain for providing us that opportunity and for providing them with snack. They also visited the National Trust in Beaufort, and we are grateful to Janine Compton and Augustine Dominic, who facilitated that visit to the mangrove, where they were able to see some aspects of the mangrove, and it is something that helps protect the coastline. So we are going to try to see if there's any way we can start a mangrove in Soufrière to help protect any aspect of the coastline.
Let me just reach out to that special person for moral support, Miss Edgar. Good morning to you, for sure. The smile is very encouraging. I appreciate it. Even you may not be speaking, but then the smile is one that warms our hearts. Thank you so much for that. At this moment, let me reach out to all our online viewers as well. And if you're just joining us via frequency, good morning, bonjour to you. It's a wonderful and a beautiful Wednesday in the Lord. Carlton Joseph, good morning. Big up you too. We have Gloria Leo. Good day to you, Joan. I'm watching the show from London. Good morning to all those of you in the diaspora. We do appreciate that as well. Bryanson Stackert Solage, good morning to you as well. Thank you so, so much. As we continue this discussion, permit me to ask you, in terms of Miss Edgar, what was well received by you during the duration of the camp? What you really enjoyed most? Did you do the snorkeling?
Actually, I did not, but what I enjoyed was seeing how engaging it was for the students. They loved, especially the snorkeling, learning seeing different type of animal underneath the sea. Some of them came to me and said, "Miss, I saw this and I saw that. Miss, I wish the next time would join me." And I'm like, well, next time, next time. But actually, I have a fear of going into the water, so I did not let them know that. But it was exciting hearing from them. So, yeah.
Um, in your idea, I mean, as a young person, what other activities you think that is needed within the club itself for more engagement?
Well, actually, we're going on the right path, I should say, by engaging them and seeing different things, especially the mangrove and so on. But what I wanted them to experience also was planting the mangrove, so that they can actually come to Sufre and do this as well.
I see.
My first hand experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. You see, it helps to
Especially recently, the
The
was by
burial, yes.
Hurricane
Burial.
Burial.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Valid point. And also, in terms of the club as well, we've seen, we know there were different personalities for sure,
Sure.
and we see different behavioral patterns. We would like to, as much as possible, inculcate the disciplines so they can be better citizens when placed in the community and even in schools as well. And we want to use that PMA club to actually foster what we're looking for, the etiquette, the discipline, the mannerism, and everything else. So when they do get out there, they would say, for sure, kudos to the PMA. They really assisted to get us on that positive direction. Another thing we must say, thank you so much for the movies as a highlight as well, the cinema nights, for sure.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
The
was.
zip
The
lining.
zip lining. It was a real fun-filled camp and week. Yes.
And there you have it for one of the organizers as well, Miss Louvet Edgar. Well received with your comments. Miss Hippolyte, you wish to carry on, please?
Yes, so Louvet has been with us. First, she came in as an intern in April of 2023, and she has been assisting us, especially in the area of secretary. And she's this time again, she's with us as a summer worker. We have some persons who assist in various areas where they get a summer job. So she's working with us from July into August. She also came in the early part of June to assist us when we were making preparations for our 20th anniversary celebration. So I must say that Louvet Edgar has been assisting both in terms of employment, short-term employment, and volunteerism, which is something that young persons really need to, engage in, because through volunteerism you learn, you get a job experience, and then you can be recommended for future, employment.
Definitely.
Yes.
And even a short conversation we had yesterday, Mrs. Hippolyte, where we look at volunteerism has been erased, as part of our culture. But you have to start somewhere. Everything isn't a stipend attached or monetary. You have to be able to volunteer. And it discipline you as an individual. The struggles, you learn the stories of different people. You go out into the communities and you network, all those things get to place you even when you go out into the working world, that you will have garnered everything else you need to know on the ground, so you're able to better present and carry yourself and relate better to people.
Yes, and on that note, I just want to mention our Monty Regis, who was also a worker with us in early 2023, and he's somebody who's into volunteerism, and right now he's been recognized, and he's going to represent St. Lucia overseas in a youth forum. Yeah.
Definitely. And we saw him just coming out of Geneva.
Yes, so that was it.
Yeah,
Yes,
came out
yeah.
of Geneva. We have Walchud Hippolyte. Good morning to all. Good morning to you as well, Walchud. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Yes, so with the PMA, I must say that this first half and also the latter part of 2023, we've really gone all out to try to educate the public, sensitize, bring out an awareness. And we still have a lot to do. And we have to put together this curriculum for the grade fours to highlight some of the parts of the PMA and to, include it, incorporate it in the curriculum. We also have, well, just last evening, it was released, the news was released that the law to enact the policies into law was also passed. So there are a lot of things that are happening within the PMA, and we're very grateful for all the parties in terms of demarcating the boundaries. We have the Renewable Energy Sector Development Project assisting and funding that aspect of it. Presently, as today, for example, we have Pruma Herald, who's the um, program assistant, is out there with Kurt Calix, who's another summer worker, and they're attending a climate change meeting in Castries. So we have to work in collaboration with SRDF to see how best we can mitigate, risk management at the sites. For example, we know at the Sulphur Springs sometimes we have flooding and the baths get flooded, so we have to see how best we can try to eliminate that so that the baths is not out of use when there is flooding or heavy downpour and runoff water in that area.
Thank you so much for that. What would you like to see happen? I mean, during your tenure?
Well, presently my tenure is on a 1 year contract basis. I have not desired to ask for more time, but I think I have seen quite a lot happening within that period of time. But what I would really want to happen is for the business owners within the PMA to follow the guidelines a lot closer. For example, in terms of painting of new structures or even existing structures, if they could paint using the colors that blend with the environment. So rather than a stark white building that can be seen offshore when we take the monitoring photos, the viewpoint monitoring photos, if they were using colors that blended with the environment, like the greens, the browns, the grays, the black, we would be very happy, very, very happy because, this is one of the things that UNESCO have difficulty allowing St. Lucia to get the World Heritage Site status. They were saying that there's a lot of development in that area. It's a residential area, privately owned property, and we had difficulty gaining that status. So now that we have gained the status, we need to maintain it.
I couldn't have agreed more for sure. And speaking of the PMA and heritage status and all of that, we know again we have to look at the community. Well, not just the community, but the environment to keeping it clean. And that is also one of the things we definitely need to advocate for.
Yes, definitely. And another project that we are trying to undertake is to beautify and enhance the World Heritage Site monument that's at between Stonefield, along the road between Stonefield and the Sugar Beach Gap. We wanted to have this wow effect. So when somebody says it, they said, "This is like wow, what's this?" Not just passing and seeing there's a stone with an inscription on it and the picture in the backdrop. It is sad to say that we are trying to grow a hedge, a shrub hedge, which we can trim and prune and beautify. And some persons have actually stolen some of the plants, and so we're going to try to mitigate that by find some way and means that we cannot easily uproot these shrubs which are just developing. And also in terms of the way persons take photos near the monument. It's not allowed to stand on it, sit on it, or lie on it like we have seen some photos. We would prefer that persons, they can stand near it, but don't sit, stand, or lie on it. And also in terms of littering. Thankfully, we have Peter Bear assisting us in trying to, beautify the area in their own way, and so they're hoping to install some beans and maybe some seats a little away from that area. But we really want persons to come forward to assist us in beautifying the inscription site.
Definitely. And to do so, persons can contact you or come over to the PMA office or link them on the socials as well.
Yes.
A reminder of the followers on the social media pages.
Yes, well, to be honest, I don't have it offhand in terms of, but
Miss
we are
Edgar?
on Facebook, we are on Instagram, um, it's a management area. Our telephone number 468-6650-515253. Um, but we are on social media, so persons can contact us if they're interested in assisting in any way. It can be actual physical manual labor, or if they're good at gardening and landscaping or anything like that, or if they want to assist financially, whichever way, we would appreciate it, greatly appreciate it.
You
Thank
can
you.
follow us on Instagram, PMA Office. You can follow us on Instagram at PMA Office.
Definitely. 20 minutes moving up to the hour of 11 a.m. in Surface and Ocean, Eastern Caribbean. Oh my goodness, how time flies. Um, I love secrets and sometimes I don't like the excitement for sure. The PMA is looking forward to what next year? A Miss of Day. Did I hear that?
Yes. Also, the club members are very excited. They enjoy the outdoor activities, and they're even thinking of going further, maybe to visit another island which has a World Heritage site. And so, in an effort to do that, we are hoping that they themselves can raise their own funds, and they have thought of having a pageant either for World Earth Day or for Emancipation Day. Now we know that Emancipation Day is usually on a holiday, it's the first a holiday, 1st of August, and we were thinking of World Earth Day as well, but World Earth Day does not always fall on a holiday. So we will have to decide which of the two, but we're definitely going to have a pageant next year. And the funds raised from that pageant will go towards a trip either to Martinique to the Trois site or to Dominica to the World Heritage Site in Dominica.
I say Martinique. She still
Yeah.
it?
Yes, we can. Martinique would be shorter, closer, cheaper. Um, so we just have to decide on which of the dates that we are looking at, whether it is Emancipation Day, so we have a Miss Emancipation Day pageant, or
Why not Emancipation Day? Why
yes.
not?
So if we looked, I'm not sure. Let me just quickly check the calendar, which I think it will be on a Friday next year. The Miss Emancipation Day would most likely be on a Friday. Yes, so that would be a perfect day for a pageant. So we may just go that way because the 22nd of April will be on a Tuesday, so it's not close enough. But I like the idea of the Miss Emancipation Day.
Yes.
Freedom.
We doing it for slavery.
Or if we do it
Doing
for
it for
World Earth Day, then
slavery.
we can portray things like recycling
Yes.
plastics and using things from the environment, like the
Mhm.
pie banana, the banana leaf, and stuff like that. So either way, it would be a good idea.
Either way, I love that. Either way, it would be a good idea. And we have the team, as always, who is, um, in fact, they're always willing to assist when
Yeah,
called upon, for sure.
definitely.
Big up you, big up you, big up you. Okay?
Yes, and the other
Um,
members, Glenda, the secretary, Joanna, who has been doing a fantastic job in terms of procuring our costumes, our material, our fabric, the glitter, the glues, the guns, and everything to create the costumes. I must commend Joanna in that regard. She's been doing a fantastic job.
she has.
Yes, so that's her forte. So I found her forte, and she's doing a fantastic job in that regard. Yeah.
Anything else before you close this discussion?
Well, I just want the public to come out and support the PMA Carnival band. It's a decently covered band. We're not in the nude. We are well covered, beautifully decorated and colorful. This is just the
Feel free
initial
to
touch of
customize.
it. And we're hoping next year, if we are
I just said
having the
feel free
band,
to
that
customize.
we will go
I have
bigger and better. So also with regards the whole idea of the environment, we want us to be a little more conscious of what is happening in our environment. While I was the mayor, I tried my utmost to, have a beautification program going on in Soufrière. We try to encourage persons to follow the second Wednesday when there's bulky waste and so on. I don't know how much of it is going on, but we want us to be proud of our environment. So whatever little garbage that you have, whether it be a bottle, tissue, a straw, whatever, let us try to find a bin to get rid of it and not litter, so that when persons go around, they can say, wow, Sufra is a beautiful and clean community. Because we have the beauty, natural beauty of the pitons, the sulfur springs, and the environment, the waterfalls, the botanical gardens. But if we are not clean, then we still lacking something in terms of beauty. And even if we have the sanitation workers and they are being paid, it is not because there some persons say, oh, well, they will not have work if we don't litter. No. Let us try to keep our community looking beautiful, clean as well. And, we can move on from there. Yeah.
Definitely. Just before we leave, let me reach out to all those of you who sent in your greetings. We do appreciate that. Carlton, Gloria, Branson, Waltrude. I love this name. Glenda, Nadia. Special greetings to you guys as well. Have a productive one too. Miss Panel, I know you're a woman of prayer, and any and everything is not possible without evoking the word of God. So let's go out with an encouragement.
Oh yes. I always start my day at work with prayer, and when we have a briefing, we start with prayer. So we want persons to be very conscious, whether it is no matter what your religion, to be conscious that we need to give this praise and glory to this being who's the Almighty. And for whatever it is, whatever activities that we engage in, we call on for God's blessing. So we're hoping that this weekend we'll have fine weather. Everything will go well, despite all the negativity that we might be hearing in the air. We pray and we trust in the Lord that all will go well with the weather and in terms of the whole activity as we move forward. We know that there is a Calypso show on Friday. We have football this evening and many other activities coming up. Something else on Saturday. So we trust that all will go well. The Juve on Sunday morning, and that we'll have an enjoyable carnival weekend.
In God's name we
In
pray.
Jesus' name, yes. In Jesus' name, yes.
Amen.
Yes.
And this is how we end House Guest Edition for today, Wednesday, the 24th day of July 2024. It has been a great pleasure having you here. Grace us with your presence as well as Miss Edgar. It's a pleasure as well. My apologies for putting you under the bus, but nobody comes and, it is good to always have an appearance because we all are talented and you need to put it out there, build that confidence, and soon you will do it with eyes closed.
Yes.
On that note, thank you so much to our listeners. Have yourself a productive one. Stay blessed. We're out.
You asked for more live and relevant talk shows, and we heard you. 88.5 Super FM presents House